What's up, everybody? It's Roger and Victoria here from DisKingdom.com, and in this episode, we're going to be talking about the Thor Ragnarok trailer, which broke last week, obviously just before Star Wars Celebration. So, one of those situations of it feels like a while ago since this one came out. But what did you think of this trailer, Victoria?
Well, I personally was very excited for it. I've been looking forward to Ragnarok literally since they announced it for the next phase. So when I saw that it came out, when I woke up on Twitter that morning, I was like, finally, I'm so excited. I loved all the little tidbits they did in it and all the references they made to the time period it came in.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I must admit, I almost feel like it really didn't need to have been last week with all of the stuff going on with Star Wars Celebration. It kind of felt like it dropped out of nowhere. It would have been maybe cool to have it happen and load in just as Guardians of the Galaxy came out. It just felt a little bit random just to drop. But overall, for me, it looked good. I mean, the idea that they've sort of cut his hair, the fact that the Hulk was in it, the fact that he comes charging out and Thor's just like, yes, I know him, I work with him. And it's that kind of thing. I'm just like, that was like, it was nice to see that humor, the thing that Marvel does do very well. And obviously they still end up fighting. But they didn't really play too much on the Hulk. I mean, that kind of thing of like, that initial thing would have been really funny to have seen that in the cinema without it being spoiled. And just had a little flash, the Hulk in it, and that probably would have been enough. So in one way, that would have probably got so much laughs in the cinema. But generally, it looks good. I like the fact that they cut his hair. Obviously, the fact that she smashes up the Thor hammer was a little bit of a surprise. They definitely showed quite a little bit of it. But it was still 6 months away. I'm sure Marvel are going to be sort of sharing a lot more on this one. But I'm kind of surprised. It felt a little bit quite early for this to come out. But then obviously we've had other trailers as well this week. But anything else that you saw that jumped out at you from this trailer?
Well, the return of Loki, obviously. So I know all the fangirls were very excited about that. The introduction of the Hulk, like I do recall him. If my memory's fuzzy, but wasn't there a connection for Planet Hulk?
Yeah, well, Planet Hulk and World War Hulk are two fantastic series. I remember reading them only about a year ago on Marvel Unlimited, the digital system. So I read through all of them. So the thing is with Planet Hulk, I don't think Marvel want to do an individual movie because they'd have to share the rights with Universal if they make a solo movie. So this is kind of almost like a way of doing World War Hulk and Planet Hulk without going.
Yeah, and that was my question. Is that going to lead up to like a Planet Hulk movie?
It looks almost like they've kind of jumped that and kind of incorporated into it just to kind of get the story done. And it's almost like they don't want to do it as because in some ways in the comic books he became more and more like. The Hulk became smarter and more he had a kid, he had a girlfriend, he generally, he was, a savior of the planet, and it was a really great story, one of the best comic books I've read. But I don't know if that ever would have translated very well to the big screen, and it would have always taken away from who the Hulk is. So them just incorporating it. I'm interested to see what they're doing. Maybe they're just going to take some of the key points, and also it sees where they actually go with. Maybe afterwards when Thor and Hulk team up, when they go on to face off against her. Because I can imagine, he's not going to be they're going to team up. Because I keep talking about it being like a buddy cop movie. So I'm guessing they're going to have to team up at some point.
Yeah, I kind of sensed that when, as you could tell from like, Civil War and such, that he didn't play as much of a role. He was kind of like very in the background. That's when you start to notice that, okay, his story is going to come up soon. He's not really too involved.
Well, they obviously at the age of Age of Ultron, he was in the plane and in the ship, and he like flew off, and he was sat at the front, and he wouldn't come back. And that was the last. We haven't seen him since Age of Ultron, so that's why he's probably on another planet, because he's obviously going to tell the story of how he got there, but. No, I thought it was good. I love the fact that like Thor, he's got short hair. He's not using the hammer, and just in general, it looks pretty good. Because Thor: Dark World was never one of my favorite ones. It was always a bit like okay, but I always loved him in the Avengers movies. But this one definitely looks fun. Definitely looks a fun one.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those. I think as well of. The thing with the face paint and him being like tortured, but it was a shame really again that they showed that picture of her smashing the hammer, because that I almost feel like that would have been a massive moment in the movie when we saw that.
Yeah, they're definitely going for an 80s feel as far as Ragnarok, and I feel like we're going to definitely see more of his humanity with this
Yeah,
film.
and I love like obviously having the music in there, and it just it seemed to kind of have that little bit more of the Guardians vibe of kind of going into it.
Yes, exactly. What makes me wonder how the soundtrack's going to sound,
Yeah,
actually.
and I like also as well as obviously with Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor Ragnarok both being space orientated, it kind of leads up to then. I mean, obviously we're going to have Spider-Man in the middle of it, but when we see Infinity War next year, that's obviously going to bring space back to Earth and bring everybody back. So I'm more to see what happens with Guardians of the Galaxy. Of obviously them probably having either some connection with Infinity War.
Well, some fans actually did notice that they saw the collector's I guess palace, you would say, in a particular scene in the trailer. So I found that very interesting. It makes me wonder, are we going to see something of Thor's in Guardians of the Galaxy as well? Is it going to like be a connection somewhere? Which I would obviously love that.
But in some ways as well, I almost feel like with Guardians of the Galaxy, it's like have the second movie completely independent, do their own story, no connection really to Earth. And literally, you just need to have them literally turn up in the heat of the battle in the ship in the Milano, get out and join the fight, and that's all they need. Really, I feel like it's like we're the Guardians. Yeah, we're here to save the planet. And, oh, you guys are here too, and that would just work. They don't need to do any pre-stuff. Obviously, Thor interconnecting and Loki could be another way, but yeah, I'm just definitely was really excited about Thor Ragnarok. It's just the fact that we've still got 2 more Marvel movies before we get this one yet.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so now I have to go to the comic book store today, grab Planet Hulk, grab all these comic books, and catch up.
Yeah,
So.
I definitely recommend actually looking at the Marvel Unlimited subscription. You can read it on your iPad, and it's a set fee. I think you get the first 30 days free, and you can definitely go in there. There's tens of thousands of comic books, all the big like Civil War, all of the ones in there. They're about 6 months out of date in terms of but the new ones every week. So if you ever want to get into comic books, and that's always the best way of getting in. It's almost like a library where you can just jump in and read them. And you can download, I think, about a dozen at a time. So that's always a good option.
Oh, I'm definitely going to look into that. And I guess everyone else can look into that, too. Yeah. You did a little promo there.
Well, on that note, guys, let us know what you guys thought of the Thor Ragnarok trailer. We'd love to know your thoughts on that as well. There was also the poster release, which was very kind of with the green background. And again, it's showing off the idea that he hasn't got the hammer. And also, you can also find us on social medias and stuff. You can find us over at DisKingdom.com. Victoria, where can they find you over at?
They can find me on Twitter at He Calls Me PP and Instagram, He Calls Me Pineapple Princess.
On that note, guys, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and we shall see you guys in a later video. Laters.
Bye.